Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, where today I think that I'm going to be doing my final look using the Peridot palette from BH Cosmetics Birthstone series. This palette is amazing and it's the one that I've used the most out of the Birthstone palettes that I bought. However, it's so much like the Lush Life palette from ColourPop. Lush Life is a bit deeper and more heavy sort of toned, whereas this one's a bit brighter, but Lush Life has more colors in it. So I am really conflicted. I planned on decluttering this and then I came up with this eye look and it's gorgeous and I just don't know. But that's my problem, not yours. If you want to see how I did today's eye look, I hope you will stick around. If you're new to my channel, my name's Rachel. I'm a huge dork. I'm also a homeschooling stay-at-home mom. I love to play with colorful eyeshadow, and I upload typically at least 3 videos a week, all eyeshadow related content. Lots of get ready with me's, tutorials, new makeup releases, eyeshadow palette collection tours, ranking videos. If you are interested in colorful eyeshadow, I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing. I'm going to prime my eyes using the Glamlight Icing Primer in the shade White Frosting. And the reason I've decided to declutter this palette is because while it is really, really good quality, I find that it's extremely similar to the Lush Life palette from ColourPop. And I've loved that palette for longer. It's always been one of my favorites from the brand. And honestly, I recently did a video, I'll card it above for you, where I compared Lush Life and Peridot. And I did one look using this 2 palettes, one on each eye, and the look turned out almost identical. There were some small differences in the nuances of the colors and the tones and shades. One of the palettes had a little bit better of a shimmer. However, overall, I can get the same look using those palettes, and the Lush Life palette has more colors. So I've decided to declutter this one. And it was a bit of a hard decision because part of me wanted to keep it because it's so good. Really, really good quality. But if I have 2 palettes in my collection that are basically the same, one has more options, and they're both great quality, and they're both a color story that I like, there's really no reason to keep both. So I'm going to pass on Peridot. So I'm going to card a playlist above for you. It's the playlist of all of my BH Cosmetics Birthstone palettes every time I've used them. And honestly, I think I've used Peridot the most out of all of them. I've paired it with other palettes and I've used it by itself a couple times, and generally I think I always use this shade right here. So today, even though I like this shade, I'm going to explicitly not use it. So I think I'm going to keep it more on the light side of things and use the Peridot shade here, because actually this is the second best lime green shimmer in my whole collection. Another video, which I can card above for you, where I do a St. Patrick's Day look and I swatch all of my lime green shimmers to find the best one. This is the second best one. And when I first got the palette, I was like, wow, this is an amazing lime green shimmer. Yeah, it's really good. So I want to use this one today. So I think I'm going to start with a blending brush from e.l.f., just a crease brush. And I want to take the shade Generous. This is sort of a pinky matte, a mid-tone pink. I'm going to place this in my outer crease area and work it a little bit towards the bridge of the nose, but not super far. These palettes have been such good quality. I bought 5 of them. I bought Peridot, Turquoise, Opal, Garnet, and Sapphire. And as much as I've really enjoyed working with them, I find that they kind of get forgotten about because they're so small. But they are really, really good quality. And for people who are more completionists, it's probably a really fun collection to have all 12 of them, see them all neatly lined up on your shelf or whatever, and it's just fun. I'm going to take this same brush and take Independent, which is a slightly darker, more of a brownish matte, and I'm just going to use this to do what I can to deepen up this outer corner a bit. Ordinarily, I would probably take the dark green matte, but again, I've used that, I think, every time I've used this palette, and so I don't want to use it today. Now I want to take a smaller brush and I want to take the shade Outgoing, which is the yellow matte, and I'll place this pretty much the rest of the lid space, I think. I think I'll just cover up the rest of the lid space with this shade. Honestly, I have no plan for today's look. No plan. There is no plan. I'm just kind of winging it. I know which shades I want to not use, and so I'm just grabbing whatever's left and going for it. So I do want to use the lime green shimmer, but I don't actually know where I'm going to put it. I don't know. I have no plan. I'm just going to grab a larger blending brush and soften these edges. I don't like stark edges. I like them to be more softened. But, you know, these palettes are such good quality. They're so, so good. And BH Cosmetics is officially coming back on scene. They are launching, or have launched, by the time this video goes live, I think they will have already launched, a whole slew of new travel series palettes, which have people quite excited because their travel series palettes are really good. They've really figured out their formula. Like, I know BH Cosmetics had stages of not great formula, okay formula, improving formula, amazing formula. And then they went under, and the eyeshadow world was in mourning because they were such a good formula, and then they just stopped, disappeared, couldn't get it anymore. It was so upsetting. But now they're back, and that is exciting, and we're all hoping, again, they have not launched the palettes yet at the time of this filming, but they will be launching soon. We're all hoping that the new releases are the same great formula. People are speculating that probably will be the same formula because it's still under the name of BH Cosmetics. I believe their website has not changed. It's just kind of been stagnant for a few months, but their website is still there, and it's having product listed on it. So we're all hoping that, sure, maybe they're owned by Makeup Revolution, but the actual company, and specifically the formula, will not have suffered at all. So fingers crossed, hopefully that's how it all ends up. With a smaller and slightly more pinched blending brush, I want to take Generous again, the lighter of the two, like the more pinky of the two mattes. And I'm going to run this in the outer lower lash line, but only the outer half or third, not too far in. I'm just going to meet up with the shades out here. Make sure that this outer area always stays soft and blended. What I do to blend, I used to make a really stark line, but I don't do that anymore. Now I do these concentric circles where I'll start where the shadow has been placed and I just work slowly outwards in smaller and smaller circles, and that just kind of buffs it off towards the tail of the brow and fades. So I still get the illusion of kind of the cat eye shape without having really, really drastic lines. And now I will take a smudger brush, grab Independent, which is the slightly darker of the two mattes, and I'll just place this at the outer corner a little bit less. So maybe if I did half of the outer corner with Generous, now Independent is going to be the outer third, and I'm making sure that it's really tight to the lash line. So again, I'm not using the darkest shade in this palette, which is quite unusual for me because I've used it so much. Sorry, I can't get my brush. Come here. And so it's not going to have quite the drama that my eye look would usually have, but that's okay. I mean, I prefer a dramatic eye look, but it's not necessary. And you can also achieve drama. You know, oftentimes we think that we need darker shades to achieve drama, but you can get drama by using much lighter shades as well. You know, you could pair a regular mid-toned look with a white, and that's going to create drama because you've got contrast. It's really just a matter of contrast. Light to medium is just as much contrast as medium and dark. So if you don't have a dark shade, you can just create drama and contrast with a light shade. Now I want to grab that lime shimmer. I'm going to take a pencil brush. I'm going to take the shade, it's called Peridot, and I'm going to spray it just because spraying it, I mean, look at, can you see how this is picking up? This is a really, really excellent lime green shimmer. I mean, it's great shimmer in general, but I love the color. Anyway, I'm going to spray it with a setting spray because spraying it helps control fallout, make it a little bit more metallic, and also gives you a bit more precision as far as where it's being placed because it sticks to where you put it. So I've got Peridot on this brush, and I'm going to start it in the inner corner here. Look at that. Oh, it's so good. Oh. This is an amazing lime green shimmer. I'm using this again, and I'm like, do I really, really want to get rid of this palette? It is so excellent. I'm going to drag this shimmer all the way down to meet the mattes that I placed at the outer half. I just want it to be the focal point of the look. You know, everything's kind of neutral and subdued, and then bam, lime green shimmer in your face. I feel like this is just begging for something else. It needs a little bit more. It's very, I mean, it's pretty, but it's not as exciting as I want it to be. Of course, a little bit more would be to deepen the outer corner, but I'm challenging myself not to use that shade and not to grab another palette. So what I'm going to do is take a flat C or shader brush. I'm going to grab the shade Enthusiastic, which is the blue shimmer in this palette. And again, I'm going to spray it with my setting spray for all the same reasons as before. And I'm going to place this at the inner corner where the green shimmer is laid down. Just going to put this right on top of the inner corner area. I'm going to take the shade Outgoing again with that same small blending brush. Outgoing is this orangey yellow matte, and I'm just going to kind of tap over where I let down the blue shimmer to help soften that area and work them together a little bit. Back to that flat brush, I'm not putting any additional product on it. I'm just dragging some shimmer back to the matte, going back and forth basically. I didn't want the blue to take over. I just wanted to add a slight nuanced shadow or color to the eye look. I felt it was kind of boring. So a little bit of this blue, and then I'll take the green and put that back on top as well. The green is going to bring in a lot more yellow on top of that blue. I mean, it's still going to look green because now you've got green on top of blue. It's still going to look green, but the green is going to add in a lot of a yellowy kind of hue, and I'm just placing it over top of the blue. So the blue is kind of a base, and then the green is fading up into that yellowy orange color. But now it has a different undertone. There we go. And now it's more of a three-tone sort of look. I don't know. I'm just playing around. Like I said, I have no plan. Okay, I'm going to take one of my favorite eyeliners. This is ColourPop's Creme Gel Liner in the shade Toucan Do It. I have not used this one in a while. It's a bright metallic marigold, and I thought it would be a nice touch added into this look. I thought about using a bright green, but then I remembered that it's been a while since I used this guy, and I do love this eyeliner. I mean, look at how beautiful this is. It's almost like liquid gold. It just translates so beautifully, and I love it. So there you go. That's the eye look. What do you think? It's kind of cool, right? It's not incredible, but it's kind of fun. I'm gonna go off camera and finish everything up, and then I'll be back to show you how it turned out. Okay guys, here's the final look. I love how it turned out. I love it. I think it's a beautiful, kind of fiery, but sort of bright at the same time, smoky sort of thing. I don't know, it's beautiful. I did a black eyeliner. On my lips, I'm wearing the ColourPop lip oil in the shade Hot Spark, and I'm tempted to take off my earrings because I don't think that they in any way match this outfit now, or this eye look. But anyway, that's the eye look. I am so super conflicted about these palettes. They're such amazing quality. I love this color story. It is, like I said before, probably the one that I've used the most. But I don't know. Between Lush Life and a couple other palettes in my collection, I feel that all of these colors are well represented. And it's just not quite worth it to me to keep a small palette, which granted, you can get lots of different looks from it. One of my favorite things about this palette, like if you saw my ranking the BH Cosmetics palettes, this one was quite high in the list because it's quite versatile. You can go more neutral or more colorful, a little bit more wild, a little bit more subdued. You've got a green shimmer, a blue shimmer. It's actually very versatile considering it only has 6 shadows in it, and they're all such amazing quality. I am so conflicted about these palettes. It's easy for me to say I'll declutter Garnet, probably declutter Opal for October, and Sapphire for September. But this one and the Turquoise palette, they're amazing. I mean, they're all amazing, but these guys really excite me. And it's so difficult for me to decide, all right, should I get rid of Lush Life instead of this one? Because I can't get this brightness from Lush Life. Lush Life is a little bit heavier of a color scheme. You know, it's not quite as vibrant. It's a little bit deeper. And so you're not going to get this kind of vibrance. This is beautiful. I don't know. As far as I know, I'm going to declutter this palette. Until it's actually left my house, I can't say for sure. But there you go. That's the eyeshadow look. I hope you like it. Comment below, please, with what sorts of things you might like to see. I am always up for taking suggestions, and I love to hear from you guys in the comments. So please comment below if you have any particular requests for anything, whether it's technique or certain color combinations or palettes combined, anything like that. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see lots more colorful content. And until I see you in my next video, I hope you have a great day. Bye!